What an embarrassment, this so-called moon landing from NASA and Intuitive Machines. Same company anyway. What an embarrassment this has been. But the embarrassment continues. Look.
I have a few very fascinating images for you that I can talk through now if you look up at the teleprompter. This is a picture of Odie on the surface of the moon, touching down with its engine firing. You see here the landing gear pieces broken off there on the left of the image. The landing gear did what it was supposed to do and protect the lander as it landed on the surface.
I hate to break it to you, mate, but the landing gear snapped, as you said there. Not that this is real anyway, but I'm entertaining your silly story in your image. The landing gear snapped and this thing has fallen over on its side. So the landing gear didn't do what it's supposed to do, did it? And this image isn't proof of anything, mate, is it? Other than the gullibility and the naivety of people like you who actually believe this.
The engine plume interaction with the surface gives us this excellent view of how the ejecta, the regolith, moves away from the plume interaction.
Mate, you really need to have a word with yourself. Get out, get some nice country walks, start centering up and realise this is absolute garbage.
There's scientific information in that data right there.
Oh, there's scientific information in this image that can't be tested and verified by anyone. Nah, mate. Nah. There's a storyline attached to this image to get nerds like you salivating over silliness.
What you don't see in this picture is that our navigation system landed us with precision and landed us softly on the moon. The shock absorbers took the load, and the lander now tilted over gently, and we think it's about 30 degrees, and communicating all the way down to Earth. And I think Tim is...
Yeah, it crashed. It fell over, essentially. The landing gear broke, so it didn't do as it's supposed to. I can give you words out. And as a result of that, the storyline is this thing crashed. The prop crashed. They're giving you a storyline because they can't give you any imagery now. Not anything of any quality because they know they get exposed. All they're left with is a silly storyline that I predicted anyway in my previous video. And terrible imagery. The storyline gives them an excuse for the terrible imagery. And people will still try and defend this. Not many, I may add, but a few.
Going to give you an estimate of how much data we've actually brought down.
Again, claiming that he's got data from this image. Again, if he gets a signal or whatever that supposedly comes from the moon, who's testing and verifying that? No one. How's this beneficial to anyone? These images in this storyline, it's not, is it? How was the original moon landing beneficial to anyone? It wasn't, was it? And you only got to look at Buzz Aldrin in recent years. He tells you they didn't go. He spells it out for you.
There's a little image in the center of the white patch on this. That's an American flag. I want to highlight that American flag was a donation by NASA and is from 1970 in the Apollo program. And it was a certified piece of...
Oh, spare me the silly attachments to the daft original pantomime, will ya?
Light hardware. And we took that American flag and we proudly put it on Odysseus and carried...
Mate, you should be embarrassed by this, yeah? Of course, you've got more storyline to feed because, let's face it, this is boring. This is unconvincing. This is just as expected. Dear, oh dear.
To the moon, like it should have been done 52 years ago. So I'm really proud of that. Next picture. This picture shows the fisheye lens.
Oh, this is incredible stuff. Incredible.
Kind of view of, and all of the data that's within how we're able to give you the images we have.
Oh, this incredible data here before our very eyes gives us so much. So much.
All the data's there in this wide-angle view. Next.
Oh, data-rich image here. Unbelievable. The mockery from these guys is off the charts. America should be enraged, going crazy by this stuff, by how unconvincing, how unhelpful, how boring, how expensive, how predictable, and the fact they're claiming this is a private company, but it's funded by NASA. So it's just lies from pantomime artists, NASA, desperately trying to save this space globe charade. Dying, folks. It's dying. I think they're doing it on purpose as well. I think it's done slowly here, just to break people in slowly, progressively. Otherwise, these mainstream believers, if they were just told outright, a lot of them would just lose the plot overnight. Walking the streets, just talking gibberish to themselves. Bless them.
Next image. And here we are, how Odie conducted the brilliant 6-day mission on the surface. You see the gold foil blanket is the helium tank. You see that we're tilted over slightly, still more upright than we initially thought.
So yeah, the landing gear failed. You tilted over, you banged on the floor.
It land upright, we captured data, and then we tilted over
You captured data? No, you sent back images that are ridiculous, mate, and then you're claiming you've got data from that and that you know what's going on, when really this is just pathetic.
In about 2 seconds, and came to rest either on the opposite helium tank or a computer shelf, and we're able to communicate. It also,
yeah, like I said, it crashed. The landing gear failed. You bigged it up and said it worked, it snapped, it failed. So you're even having to deviate from the original storyline to justify this silly pantomime and silly sci-fi charade to yourself and others. It's ridiculous, mate. It's embarrassing. Even mainstream believers at work are laughing at how ridiculous this is.
6 payloads data back, plus all the commercial payloads, and continue to transmit as we go forward. Brilliant performance by a small lunar lander and a brilliant commercial company called Intuitive Machines. I have a few very...
There you go. There you have it. That's the latest breaking, hot off the press news, stroke imagery, stroke storyline, stroke pantomime from NASA. And it's embarrassing. But it's obvious that they're basically shutting this charade down now. And they've done so in an embarrassing fashion. I suspect there'll be a little bit more storyline to come. Oh, the battery found a bit of energy. We took some more images of some dirt with this GoPro, which will satisfy the nerds. But like I said, even people at work now are starting to question this and laughing at this. And as a result of this, questioning the bigger picture, which is great. But this has been cited as a huge success, yet it's embarrassing.